Welcome back to Inside Bristol, and I have Matt Austin with me today from the police department, and it's always great to have you on the show. And we're going to give you some really good holiday safety tips. You know, this is an exciting time of year, and it's always got that warm and cozy feeling, and we're all very thankful and lots to be, you know, excited about. But it can also be kind of a hard time of year too, and some things that we need to keep in mind as we are in this holiday season. So what are some of the big things you see this time of year?
Well, a lot of times in this thing with people excited about going from shop to shop shopping, and sometimes they forget their surroundings that they're in. And we talk about a lot of the things with going from store to store and shopping different places. They get different bags and things. We would encourage people to use the trunk of their car for storage versus leaving packages in the passenger compartment of their vehicle while they go from store to store. A lot of times we talk about, you know, with women with pocketbooks also that sometimes they'll leave their pocketbooks laying, you know, in the passenger compartment of the car, which just kind of leaves that temptation from this time of year that those that are not out actually enjoying the holiday, that are looking to take advantage of people. And that's what we kind of, you know, just to be aware of their surroundings and the things that can help them as they go through that way shopping from. And again, we also, like I said, in the evenings, again, you know, most of the time people shop with buddies. We go together to shop in different times, because they may go into the shopping center at the time and the parking lot be full, and they've parked a long way away, and now it's dark, and they're coming out again to always be aware of their surroundings.
And then I guess also a lot of people buy things on Craigslist this time of year, so just really be careful of that. And you've got the meeting place at the department too, which is always something that you want to consider and utilize.
Right, and all those online different things where they buy and sell things, they can come to the meeting place to exchange, to purchase. And again, it's a safe place for them to do that. And this time of year, again, to be there as we pay with credit cards and all that, always to be cognizant of where that's at and what they're doing. There's a lot of different credit card scams and things that go out. Not only just the credit card scam, we see again this time of year in the festive, people like to give. People, you know, especially here in this area, you know, very giving people. So there's a lot of scams out there too that people will call and they try to, they're taking money for different things that they try to scam people out of money on those. So usually in those ones, if they're not willing to give numbers and places that they're, you know, usually most people, if you look at it and think that it's kind of shady, it probably usually is.
And then also it is the holidays, which means we've got these fun company Christmas parties and holiday parties around town, and you just obviously want to be careful not to drink and drive. I'm sure that goes up during the holidays too, and it can be a hard time for a lot of people in the holidays, which also increases that.
Right, and we say, you know, always make sure that in this time that you use designated drivers to help. And even, you know, we look at that and say, and even, you know, people try to think, well, I'm not really drunk, I'm not. And it's really hard for themselves to be able to gauge that when they do that. And it's always the safe practices. If you've had something to drink, let someone else drive.
Or call Uber.
Right.
Get that app. It will save your life.
and most people, I'm sure that they have a friend, somebody that they could call that would come and get them and not ask questions. They would rather come and get them and take them home than to risk them being in a crash or injuring themselves or someone else.
Absolutely. Is there anything we're missing? Just things to keep in mind?
Now, just like I said, just to not only the DUI, but also in this time for holiday traffic as well. Traffic around the shopping centers get very congested. That we say, again, to give yourself plenty of time if you needed to go somewhere. to be aware again of your surroundings and where you're driving, and most of the time we say, you know, the distracted driving, we've talked about that before, about how in those congested areas can be even much more worse, and we try very hard to make sure that we get in these holiday spirit, that everybody can have a good and wonderful holiday, and not have to worry about the problems that come with traffic crashes and things like that. That usually, again, traffic, especially if the weather turns bad and we start to get some ice or snow, to make sure they give themselves plenty of extra time to get where they're going.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being on today. We always appreciate you coming on and sharing these tips, something good for all of us to think about this time of year. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll tell you a place where you can go on Christmas Day for a wonderful meal. We'll be right back. Stay with us.